helping urban youth with their academics, emotions, and spirits. Next on Carpe Diem. Children and teens from urban communities face difficult challenges every day. One of their biggest is getting into college. Hello and welcome to Carpe Diem. I'm Crystal Acosta. Today we'll be speaking to a woman who has dedicated her career to developing leadership programs for the urban youth, as well as one of the program's instructors. Dr. Gwen Parker Ames is founder and CEO of the Passage Institute, and Jonathan Ware is MSU alum and program instructor. Welcome, Gwen and Jonathan.
Thank you for having us.
Dr. Parker Ames' hard work has garnered critical acclaim from the National Organization of Women, Girl Scouts of the USA, and she recently accepted praise from Governor Corzine for her Children United Stand Higher program. This program, which is often referred to as CUSH, actually takes place right here on the campus of Montclair State University. Gwen, can you tell me more about what the CUSH program represents?
Well, the CUSH program is a pre-college program for middle school students, and the research tells us that it is in middle school that we must begin to plant the seeds for young people to think of college and to dream dreams and to help them chart their path to those dreams. And so the CUSH program represents that opportunity to do that.
And what was your inspiration for creating this program?
Well, when I was probably 12, I remember I lived in a college town, and there was a program that I went to once a month on the college campus, and I just thought that was the greatest. And I began to think about what it would be like for me to be in college. And when I moved north and began to see different communities where there were different opportunities in different parts of different communities. And so I have a passion for working with children, and I believe that children are our future, and I wanted to be able to give opportunity to children who wouldn't necessarily have those opportunities to succeed.
Did you face any challenges while trying to put this program together?
Well, there are always challenges, but I think that when you have a desire to do something and it's really your passion, that the universe will open up to you. And certainly that's what happened here. Montclair is known as a place to raise children, and they care about families, and so the university is certainly no different. And when I approached them about this opportunity, they were really willing to do so. And then I approached the Irvington community, and they were certainly willing to help their children in whatever way they could.
How long has your partnership with Montclair been going on?
This is our third year, and we're really excited about that. We began 3 years ago with the 6th grade, and now the program it takes on a new grade every year, and so now we are up to the 9th grade. So we're really excited. We've actually have children who started in the 6th grade who are in high school now. So that's very exciting. About
how many instructors do you have teaching the program?
Oh, I have 22 instructors. 22. I have 22 people who work together to make CUSH happen.
For how many students?
We serve 75 students.
75. And now, how did your partnership with Jonathan expand?
Well, I'm also an adjunct professor at Montclair State, and Jonathan was one of my students who stood out immediately. And so, you know, his creativity and talent was evident, and I asked him to be a mentor in the CUSH program. And he worked in the after-school program and would be a mentor at Montclair State when the children came on Saturday. And so his work was just outstanding, and the rapport that he had with the young people, that he graduated in December, and we asked him to become an instructor.
So Jonathan, when she approached you to become an instructor, what were your initial reactions?
I jumped at the chance. I was actually surprised, you know, and I just wanted to be a part because it's a great program, and you really see the change that it makes in people's lives and their outcomes in their futures. So.
How long were you a mentor?
I was a mentor for a year.
For a year?
Yeah.
And then now you're an instructor?
And now I'm an instructor.
Are you going to next year too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
If I'm still alive, I'll still be here. So.
Well, Gwen, aside from the program, you've also written a book called Panhandle Dreams, and it's told in the writings of a 12-year-old girl who's trying to explore life outside her segregated community in Tallahassee, Florida. Can you tell me more about this story?
Well, the story, Indigo is the main character, and she would be classified as a middle school person, a child. And so the story is told in the 60s, right after the death of Martin Luther King, when the country is in a state of change and turmoil. And so I wanted to write a story from the viewpoint of a young child and how they experience the world around them with change going around them. And so it tells the story of Indigo and how she embraces the feelings of the community and the world, really, of Martin Luther King's death and its impact on segregation and just everything in her community. And so, you know, many people think that children are not necessarily involved in politics or what is going on in the world, but this story really shares how it changes Indigo's life and changes her dreams and what she wants to do in life.
Well, Indigo is a very interesting name choice. What was the reason behind it, her name?
Well, in Tallahassee, which is where I'm from, my hometown, and I grew up there, that part of the country was, at that time, when that story would have taken place, was a very segregated place. And in the South, the Deep South, skin color is very important. At that time, it was important. And so I wanted to choose a name that would represent that. I use a lot of metaphors in the novel, and Indigo is black, kind of the blackest black. And so part of the story is about Indigo embracing who she is and accepting herself and feeling good about herself. So that's why I chose that name.
I understand that some of the students in the CUSH program actually use this text as a reference. What do you want them to receive from the story?
Well, part of the CUSH program is about literature. Literature, math, and science is really what we focus on. And we read a number of books, the classics, and really good novels geared for middle school and high school students. But Panhandle Dreams is about dreams, and I really wanted the young people to dream dreams and begin to chart their path to success. And so this is why I chose that book, because it's relatable. They can see themselves in the story and begin to think about their own dreams and their own communities.
Now, Jonathan, have you actually read Panhandle Dreams?
Yes, I've actually read it.
And what are your thoughts about the story?
It's a beautiful story, and there's just so much in it when you read it, and how Indigo she's afraid of change, and change is happening, and it's a great story. And you see the family. It talks about family so much, and the importance of family. So I think it's a great book.
And you guys, you were talking about, do you incorporate into the curriculum? Is there any expansion for the book after the text is read?
Well, go ahead.
Actually, you started a play, right?
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I did a play version of Panhandle Dreams, and we kind of took it around to high schools in northern New Jersey. It was wonderful. I certainly would like to revisit that, and perhaps Jonathan's going to write some music for that, perhaps.
Well, it's great because we actually share a connection already, because one of our professors on campus, Professor Beverly Peterson, is a CUSH TV production assistant, instructor, and I'm her teacher assistant. And I've seen the kids walk around with these books, and they talk about how inspiring they are, reading this girl's stories, her words, and it's just beautiful. But also, I feel that your program provides these students to give them an opportunity to speak out and voice their feelings. I remember in this one class session, this one boy, the students sat down with a JBOTC instructor from their school, and this one student just told this instructor how he inspired him. And it was just so touching to me. And, you know, we actually have that day captured on camera. Let's take a look.
I'm Private First Class Gonzalez. Sergeant Craig is one of my best teachers. He's one of my favorite. Really motivates me to become a better citizen. and I really, really want to be somebody in the future, and this program has really helped me.
How does it make you feel to have one of your students say that?
Makes me feel great. When any of my students ever ask me to do something, and if it's within my schedule, I'll try. So if I've had cadets that have gotten married, cadets that have gone off to the military, cadets that have graduated from college, and they ask me to come, and I'll come to show my support.
So that day, the students, they sat down with the instructor. Joe, the student, the male in the video, he spoke about how this instructor pretty much inspired him this whole entire life. Well, his life in the high school, because he's a ninth grader. And the other students just jumped in and said, you know, they asked the instructor, how does that make you feel hearing that? And I was completely touched because I felt this program that you've provided to these kids gives them such a great opportunity to reach out to their fellow students and express their own experience that they've had. You know, what other experience have you had that have moved you just like that has moved me?
There have just been so many over the years that I have worked with kids. This is part of my whole career, my 20-year career, working with young people. Jonathan has moved me. I mean, this was a student who was in my class, a student who didn't always come on time, but he was just inspirational in the fact that he could be a mentor to some of these young people, and they are inspired, they are eagerly waiting for him to come to go to their classes. And when they see Jonathan, who has graduated from Montclair State, they believe that they can. And really giving voice to that, like Joe did on that piece, and them seeing Jonathan and thinking, yes, I can do it too. That really is what motivates me to continue this program and this partnership with Montclair State.
And Jonathan, how does Gwen inspire you?
She inspires me that she's actually given me the opportunity to use my talent and the things that I've learned for some good. And I mean, just to know that you inspire someone inspires you to work even harder, because if you can inspire one, you can inspire more, and more people can do great things, you know, with their lives, because they have a lot of talent, you know, my students. And I'm just excited about like what in the future has to hold for them. So I'm really excited. I want to see, you know, what they're going to become in the future. You know, future doctors, lawyers, musicians, painters, you name it. You know, so I'm excited. It's great.
So let's talk more about you, Jonathan. You are an instructor in the program, and you teach all the grade levels music, but you also focus on literature with the sixth graders, right?
Yes.
Now, what led you, you know, you were telling me you guys incorporate the Panhandle Dreams, and you're also working on another text now by Sharon Flakes.
Yes, Sharon.
How do you incorporate those types of literature into your curriculum?
So what I try and do is I always try and make it so that they can connect to whatever is going on. So I try and make them realize that it's not just words on a page. There's pictures. I try and make it like a movie. You know, they're familiar with movies, and make sure that I try and act out some of the things. Like there's one short story. What was it called, Dr. Ames?
Hanging with Juliet.
Hanging with Juliet, and
written by me.
Written by her. Oh. You know, so they have this one scene where this lady, she's coming in, and it describes where they're at, the setting, and I let them know these are real things. You know, you can really go to New York in Central Park, and you can see all these things she's describing, and I want to make them. I try and make it real to them. You know, so we do that. We look at words and their meanings. So I have them look up the words in the dictionary if they don't understand it. I try and make them understand it's okay if you don't know. You can always find out. You know, it's not a big problem. So we try and do a lot of things like that.
And with the recent work that you're working on, it's In My Own Skin. In My Own Skin. By Sharon Flakes. How do you incorporate that text? I know you just touched upon that you make them feel, you know, it's okay to follow their dreams and everything, but how do you go about your curriculum with the, I know you were talking earlier about you like to give them the text first and then you read it after because you don't want to affect their opinions on things?
Yeah, I want them to really embrace what they bring to the table, because everybody brings something. And what we did was we started with a poem talking about hope. And it's a beautiful poem that Sharon Flakes wrote. It has a lot of history in it, names, dates, places. It mentions the Holocaust. It mentions a lot of different things, slavery, and I let them know that there's so many different levels, so many different connections that you can connect with. It also talks about hope, and it uses personification. And they really, you know, they're really excited about the personification. They're like, hope can knock on the door, you know. So it opens up a lot of worlds. So I had them read it and see what they did. And then when I did it, they liked it better, but I told them, you know, there's so many different ways you can do a piece. And there's so many different things, because a word like red, you know, that brings something to mind, maybe blood, maybe, you know, pain. So I try and let them understand that, you know.
Now, this question goes to both of you. What do you guys find most rewarding when you hear or you see these students and their work that they've contributed and read and wrote and produced? What's the most rewarding about it?
I think it's really, it's like the whole joy of a baby being born. You know, this one student of mine, Destiny, after reading Hope, we had them write a free write. And she wrote this wonderful piece, and I read it, and I'm just reading it, and I'm loving it. And we read it to the whole class, and it was very beautiful. And just to see the creation that they can make, you know, what they can do is really beautiful. A great reward, you know.
Gwen?
I just think it's one step in the journey toward their success, their dreams, and just to see them capture a little bit of that each time we spend with them is payday for me.
Well, as one of the TV production assistants, you know, I've worked with the students all the time, and one day we actually decided to capture all the other departments on camera and, you know, interview all the other students, find out what their experience in the department is like. And we actually got one of your classes, we sat in one of your classes, Jonathan, and we actually had that day captured on camera, so let's go take a look.
Let's take a look.
What has it been like at the CUSH program?
It's been a lifetime experience. You learn stuff that nobody ever taught you before, like juggling music all at the same time.
So somebody's getting on my nerves, still bored, I'm sleepy. What else am I thinking? Can't find my lip gloss, so hungry, want to go to dance class. I'm Miss Rule attitude. Bound chicken, wow, wow. That's what my baby said, bound, wow, wow.
It helps like teens, like, so they won't like do like drugs and stuff. It helped them like understand that college is important to their lifestyle. And you get to like do like awesome stuff that you really couldn't do in your community and stuff.
All the college kids, they real cool.
Are you going to go to college?
Yeah, I'm going to Virginia Tech.
Do you plan on going to college?
Yeah.
Which one? You know which one?
I'm here.
Oh, there.
So those are actually our CUSH TV students going out there into the classes, interviewing the students, talking to the professors, shooting. They were assisting me shooting the footage, and you know, it was just great. Like, I couldn't believe that this program provides this to high school students. Like, I wish I had a program like that in high school.
Me too.
Right? Like, it's great. And I just really want to like acknowledge that you have put such a great program together.
Thank you.
But, you know, as founder of the program and an instructor in the program, what sense of accomplishment do you guys feel when you see these students doing the things they do?
Oh, it's tremendous. It really is. That they would give up their Saturdays and come to Montclair State. There's a lot of other things that they could be doing, or they could not be motivated, but they are. They're motivated to come and have this college experience. So, and the program really serves as a pipeline to Montclair State. That, you know, they say, oh, I want to go to Virginia Tech or whatever, but Montclair State is making an impression upon their lives right now. They're going to remember when they came up on this hill to go to these classes and the students they saw.
Up a hill.
It's up a hill, yes it is. They're going to remember that. And I'm hoping that will plant, that root will go very deep in their lives. And of course, I'd like for them to go to Montclair State, but going to college is the primary goal.
Well, I know I personally spoke to some of these students in my class, and they were saying, oh yeah, I can't wait to come to school. Like I just want to get out of high school, and I just want to go to college, and I want to come to Montclair State, and I want to do this and that. And I was like, this is great, because I remember in high school, you know, I did some extracurricular activities, but nothing was like this. And like, I wish I could go to like an extra day on Saturday. But Jonathan, like when you see this video as well, you help this, you make this happen as well. You're part of her program. So what accomplishments do you feel? Well,
you know, I think something that I'm good at is seeing potential. And everyone has potential. And these students have wonderful potential if they just nurture it, and they, you know, they study and they have fun. You know, with one of my students, I always try and make them understand that, you know, you can have fun with your education and you can still learn, you know. So I think it's just wonderful to see the potential and to see what they can become. You know, I think that's really an accomplishment, to seek out things, you know, because sometimes it's hard to see potential because of whatever, you know. But I'm really proud of my students, and I think that I know they will go far. So
that's great. One thing, Gwen, we didn't touch upon was that you actually divide the CUSH program into two sections, academic and creative. And Jonathan, you're an academic instructor, and I guess Beverly previously would be considered the creative instructor. And but you have, I mean, when I was going that day shooting this footage, you have juggling, you have music, you have acting. What other programs are there in the CUSH program?
Theater. We have theater, bookmaking, chess, comic book making. Actually, they're publishing a comic book, which is that's really exciting. But
that's awesome.
I thought having a creative component was important because many children creativity is not nurtured. And I think that if creativity is nurtured, then passion comes out of creativity. And if we can tap into that, into people following their passion, then the success will follow. And many of the creative activities that we do encourage the students to focus on concentration. They have to really concentrate. The juggling looks fun, but it requires concentration. So does chess, so does dance and theater. All those things, and music. All those things, even though they are nurturing the creative side, it's also honing those concentration skills, and that helps the academics.
Well, I understand that last year you were honored by Governor Corzine with an award because of this CUSH program and everything that it stands for. What keeps you going?
The children, they keep me going. There are lots of other, I'm only serving 75, there are lots of other children in New Jersey that need this opportunity.
And Jonathan, what keeps you going to be part of this program?
Same thing with Dr. Ames, the children, and the opportunities that they can have, and it's a wonderful thing. And I love Jersey, so I love to have the opportunities, let them see their possibilities, you know. And I wish you know, the CUSH program was in every school. It'd be wonderful, you know, because there's other areas. There's like Asbury Park, Camden, and I have a lot of friends in these areas, and they tell me, you know, people in these urban cities, it's like a trap, and they feel like they can't get out, and they feel stuck. So I really wish there were other programs like this in other areas of Jersey, and well, all over, but I'm a Jersey boy, so.
Well, Gwen, what makes this program different than some of the other programs that, you know, we might see, like extracurricular activities after school, but this is really a Saturday program. Most programs are like 3 to 5 right after class ends. So what makes your program different than the others?
Well, originally CUSH was created to connect the after school with the Saturday program, and so that's a difference. And we have found that that really has a strong impact. And so you know, that's really our focus, to create partnerships that afford that, so to allow college mentors to go and work with the students in the after school program, and then to also work with them on the Saturday program.
Now, you started this program 3 years ago. Have you seen any of the students excel already, maybe move on to college?
No, because the program starts in the 6th grade. And so now we're just, our students are just entering the 9th grade. We started with a cohort of 25 6th graders. And that cohort was pretty steady and strong to the 8th grade, and now they've moved to the 9th grade. We're entering high school, and so we're excited about what the high school years are going to bring.
So what goals do you have for these students that are in it now and are moving up?
Well, I certainly hope that they will stay with the program. The Irvington School District is a school district that has one high school, and Irvington is a very high-risk community that's plagued by gangs and violence and drugs. And so because there's only one high school, many parents struggle to get their children to go to private schools. And so unfortunately, because it is a public school program, we've lost some of that 25 cohort, members of that cohort. And so my challenge is really going to be to keep the 6th grade cohort that emerges to the 9th grade involved in the program without losing them.
Okay. Well, we only have time for one more question, but what are the future goals for the program itself?
I certainly hope to involve more school districts with the CUSH program. Obviously, I can't have thousands and thousands of middle schoolers here, so we are really exploring taking the CUSH program virtually, and I'm looking forward to what that may bring.
Well, when you say virtually, then are you just going to focus in the Jersey area or expand nationwide?
Well, the world is my oyster. Maybe it may grow. I certainly have opportunities.
So that's all the time we have. I want to thank you, Gwen and Jonathan. If you'd like to learn more information about the Children United Stand Higher program, visit their website at www.thepassageinstitute.com. For more information about Carpe Diem, write to us at the email address on your screen, carpediem@mail.montclair.edu, or call us at 973-655-5158. For Carpe Diem, I'm Crystal Acosta. Thanks for watching.